Hello, I have now platinumed Final Fantasy Tactics, the Ivalice Chronicles. It's a pretty straightforward platinum, but it's very time consuming. So what we're going to do, we're just going to break it down. What I liked, what I didn't like, some trophies, just some examples, and then at the end, obviously, we'll pop the platty. But yeah, so in terms of story, it's very samey throughout, but it's really good. It's basically assassinations, betrayals, and political mess. People want power, people kill people for power, and then you're basically trying to stop that, right? And then you've got your friend, Delita, who's also positioning himself as a hero to the people whilst eliminating the enemy. It's a lot, right? For a Final Fantasy game, there's a lot to take in. Obviously, the whole thing's fully voice acted, and there's scenes within scenes. But, you know, the story was good. I really liked it. What I didn't like was the trophy list, right? So overall, right, you have to say it's a relatively straightforward trophy list. You complete the game, you run the super dungeon, I think it's called Midlight's Deep, that's it. And then there's a trophy tied to every job that you unlock throughout the game. And then you've got a trophy to unlock every ability for every job on one character. I did it on Ramza. There was something that I missed, so I had to properly sit down and research how I could get this one ability without having to do a second playthrough, because honestly, it is a slog. So you start off as a squire. You have to obviously unlock all the abilities on that. As you level up, you unlock new jobs, which you can swap to. And then once that job hits a level, you move to the next one. And then there's a few jobs that require other jobs to be a certain level. So you have to do that. And I think a good basis of my playthrough was me doing the first battle area over and over and over and over and over again, with obviously my whole party. But I was constantly just using like a fundamental ability to get the job points and then skipping a turn. And then with my other characters, I was killing the enemies, but then leaving one, and then just repeating that action over and over and over again to get enough job points to unlock the abilities on that job to then move on to the next one. And honestly, it wasn't fun. There was probably an easier way of doing it, how I did it, but that's the way that I found that it worked. And you know, I'm all for grinds. I don't mind a grind. You know, I've platinumed Dark Souls 3. I've done all the Dark Souls games, you know, like doing all the Covenant stuff completely offline, grinding out that. But this just felt weird. It's hard to explain because I love the game. I just didn't enjoy that part of the trophy list. But I don't know why. Because, like I said, I love a grind. And I used to shiny hunt Pokemon. So I was doing the same thing over and over again for hours on end. So I don't understand why I didn't like this trophy list, or that part of the trophy list. I think it's because in my head I was like, I've missed an ability. I don't know if I can get this ability back. It was Ultima. There's one story chapter where you can unlock it, and then it turns out you can do it in Midlight's Deep, but the process of doing it was very hit and miss, because you had to enter a level or a floor even, and then you had to hope you got the Ultima Demon. You then had to confuse it and then hope it cast Ultima on Ramza, hope he survived it, and then you'd learn it. And that took me like 2 hours to just A, get the Ultimate Demon, and then B, I was having to constantly restart the battle to then get him to target Ramza with Ultima, and Ramza survive it. And yeah, it was a bit yeah. I think if I didn't miss Ultima at the point in the story when you can actually get it, I probably wouldn't be moaning about the one character all abilities trophy, because overall, right, you can unlock all the job-specific trophies as you're doing that. That's how I did it. I'd unlock a job, do the trophy, complete that job, move on to the next one. And, you know, it was all right. Because I think it's just because of that one spell that really did me in. The other one that I didn't enjoy too much was there's a trophy to sell 10 carcasses to the poacher's den, which are the items that you can't get at the outfitter. And finding the rare items was quite hard because you had to have a character with poach as one of their abilities, and then when they killed something, they'd poach that corpse, and then you'd get either a standard corpse or one. It had like a little icon to say it was like a rarer one. And then you go to the poacher's den, and then you'd only know if that corpse was worth poaching or trading for the item towards the trophy if that item also had an icon next to it. So it's very, very RNG. So what I did in the end was I captured I tamed a dragon and a pig, got them into my party, and then I was just running from one side of the map to the other, getting them to breed. They didn't breed together, obviously. They're just like getting the eggs, and then using what hatched, putting them in my party, killing them, getting the carcass. If it wasn't a rare carcass, I'd restart the battle until I got a rare carcass, then going to the poacher, and then seeing if it was worth poaching, trading for like an item that I couldn't get at the outfitter. And that took a little while. That was a little bit of a but then I realised I could just do that at the same time that I was doing the rams and stuff. So once I actually put 2 and 2 together and was working them together, it wasn't that bad. I'm trying to think what else there was. There's nothing really too difficult. I mean, the last part of the game where it's like 3 battles, you move on, 3 battles, you move on, 3 battles, and then that's kind of, and then it's like the end, like cinematic and stuff. I struggled with that, but then that was at the point when I realised that I'd missed a spell, and
it's almost a shame that it had to
I had to back out. Luckily enough, I had a save that was like 4 hours prior, so I did lose a little bit of progress, and then I went and got that trophy. Then I realised that I'd also not done Midlight's Deep, so I went and did that. I managed to get both those trophies, and then I went and finished the game. But by the time I went and actually finished the game, I was level 99 because of all the grinding to get that one trophy for Ramza. So my entire party was just like max level. So I kind of made it easy, like that last part, by making myself OP. But if I didn't do it like that, then I'd have to do it in 2 playthroughs. And I was trying to get it done as efficiently and as fast as possible. But once I got past that, it really wasn't that bad. Like I said, the game's really good. It is really good. I really like the combat, right? Because each character you can only move a certain amount forward, like squares kind of thing. I don't know if you play Final Fantasy Tactics, then you'll know what I mean. And then obviously it's turn-based, and you can cast haste, slow, and all the bog standard spells. But what I didn't like was the whole I can't remember the name of it. I think it's reap something. There was a spell, and they could, like, the enemy could attack you and destroy your armor, and then you'd have to go and rebuy it. Obviously, there was an ability that you could have that would then protect you from getting your armor destroyed when enemies use that on you. But then if I had that, then I wouldn't have had the job points boost. So it's kind of like, I've got to make a sacrifice here. I'm going to have to deal with that to be able to do this faster. So, it's catch-22 and stuff. Some of the bosses were really cool. I remember one of them, you beat him as a dude, and then he turns into this massive, like, basically looked a bit like Jabba the Hutt is probably the easiest way to explain it. Quite a few bosses were like that. Quite a few of them gave me a hard time as well. There's one of them that kept casting Doom on my entire party and then sleep. And then I wasn't able to cast like a Rise with my clerics, which then caused me to wipe constantly. In the end, I realised that I didn't have a ribbon, so I went and found ribbons, and then I was able to deal with that, or deal with the sleep to get a Rise up, and then I was able to brute force it. But again, a lot of the stuff I brute forced because I was overpowered, because I'd do a little bit of story, go back, do a little bit of job grinding, do a bit of story, go back and do a bit of job grinding, and I just kind of kept it like that. But yeah, overall, I recommend it. There's not really too much to talk about. Like I said, it's a basic trophy list. It's literally complete the game, do Midlight's Deep. Every job has a specific trophy, and then there's a couple of miscellaneous ones like capture a chocobo and hatch an egg. So, like I said, it's not awful. If you like trophy hunting and you want to watch me do it live, I do stream on Twitch. It's over at twitch.tv/PlatinumMenace. I do also stream on the YouTube channel as well. Please do hit that subscribe button, like, comment, subscribe, and all that stuff. I'm on the road to 20 subscribers. I want to get up to 100, hopefully. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. And until next time, laters.